We normally don't record every week, but we had to this week because Kyle's back.
I'm catching catfish left and right. I'm not doing, maybe because growing up I used to catch catfish. I'm catching catfish left and right.
I'm catching catfish left and right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. It is a bonus episode of the Retro Rents, which is exactly why I don't remember the episode. Oh, there it is. This will be 47. We normally don't record every week, but we had to this week because Kyle's back.
Yeah, summer's over. I can talk again.
Oh, snap!
Me, Kyle, and Nick are here. Kyle is not on vacation, and he is back with us. What's been going on, dude?
Yeah, so it was quite a busy summer. I think we had something planned every single weekend, and I'm hoping to never do that again.
Yeah, you did. I was counting.
It was nuts. I felt bad for stepping away, but it was literally like camping, beach, amusement parks, beach, camping. It was just a nonstop, and we had a really good time. Mm-hmm. But it just got really crazy. I mean,
I was very jealous, to be honest.
I'm exhausted.
Oh, I bet. Now I actually have I'm able to save money so I can go on vacations next summer.
Awesome.
It's fucking wonderful. But yeah, no, that's awesome, man.
It is. So it was a good summer. I did not get a lot of gaming time in, just a little bit here and there, but I think I just made up for it this week. I picked up Link's Awakening.
Ooh.
Nice. I just picked up the what's it called? The Ladies of River City.
Oh yeah,
it's like the second. I got it from Limited Run Games. I'm waiting for it to come in, and then Blazing Chrome just came out with a physical copy, so I'm waiting for that to come in too.
Which one's Blazing?
So I'm gonna be busy. It's like the Contra.
Oh, that's right.
Remake. Yeah. So. Yep. So really not much gaming this summer, but it's been a good time. I miss talking to you guys.
Oh, I miss talking to you too, man.
Yeah, miss having you here.
Yeah, we did a couple interviews.
Mm-hmm.
We did a shit ton of episodes, really. But yeah, it's been a crazy summer, man. It's I mean, obviously, you heard about my whole fucking debacle. Not a debacle. I mean, my epic odyssey. I don't know what else to call it. My 2-month interview process with GitHub, and man, it's the best move I've ever made in my life.
Yeah, congratulations, man. I was really stoked to hear when you got that job. You
and me both, man. Like, it was one of those going through that interview process. I just remember thinking to myself, this place is everywhere. It's like it's everything I've ever wanted in a job. The people are like the people I've always wanted to work with. This kind of thing never happens to me. So it's like I kept going through the process, kept just doing my best, knocking it out in interviews, and I remember, like I've said it a few times on the cast, but like I remember getting towards the end of it was the end of the official part of the process where I'd gone through about 10 interviews, and she's like, okay, we'll call you when we're done doing interviews, and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I'd gone through this whole process and I never interviewed with the person who would be my manager. Like, he was traveling and we just never connected, and I was like, I just don't feel comfortable with that. Like, I feel like it's gonna. Like something's missing, And it's like they told me I'd hear by Monday, and that was the hardest part about this whole process. Yeah, we'll let you know something Friday. So there I am on Friday, while working at my other job, constantly refreshing my phone to check my Gmail, and then like nothing. And then it was just like pins and needles waiting, almost a week at a time. And then I had followed up like about a week later, and I was just like, I'd finished the process, and you guys said you were finishing some interviews. I'm just curious, for an update. She's like, oh, we're still, interviewing candidates. We'll let you know as soon as we're done. And like Amber and I took that to be, I'm not the guy. Because if I was, they would need to interview more people. But I, obviously learned since then that that's not true. Like they interview the entire pile and yada yada yada. So yeah, and then like out of the blue, it was a Thursday. Yeah, it was a Thursday night. I got an email from the recruiter just like, hey, I know this is really short notice, but would you be able to talk to, guy who was going to be my manager at 5 o'clock, which was like a half hour from there. I was like, yeah, absolutely. I'm here. I'm thinking I'll figure it out. And talked with him, and I got the offer the next day. And then that was the day we left for Cape May. So it was like, oh my God, I can go on vacation and know I'm coming back to something awesome. But yeah.
Yeah, what a great way to start a vacation.
It was.
That's crazy.
It really put a whole new perspective on things because the stress of the previous job and the stress of that financial situation being what it was. It really was one of those like I was not looking forward to that vacation. Like I was and I wasn't, and then then it was like, you know what? It's all gonna be fine.
Yeah, seriously.
And we had such a nice time. It was so nice to get away. Like I'm really looking forward to being able to just do that more, even if it's just like you do, man. Like do some weekend trips. Like it was just so great to get away and just get out of here.
Sometimes like just that day or that like 2 day getaway that you can do is better than a week. Just
Yeah.
because you're not spending as much money, you're still getting away for a little bit, and it's like you hit the next week like a little refreshed,
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. So tell us about some of your vacations, man.
Well, we did the normal 4th of July thing, which is where we go down to Rehoboth for the week.
That looks like a good time in all your pictures too. That looks like a blast.
Yeah, it's nice because my parents go down, my brother and his kids go down. So it's like the whole family gets to sit there, all the cousins get to play for the week.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I think we drank a lot of beer. It was a good trip. So that kind of started off the whole summer. We did like a small camping trip in June, but it was just like to a local. Oh no, it wasn't to a local place. We went to a place called Otter Lake. Did you guys ever go there?
Nick?
No.
No, it's up in the Pocono area, but
Otter Lake.
man, it was awesome.
Yeah?
You could park your camper right up on the water.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's dope.
And sadly, we didn't get that spot because we picked one away, but we could have.
Right. Pumped your shit right
anyway,
into the lake.
Yeah, so what you could have done was like, you get a minnow trap, throw it out at night, and then in the morning when you wake up, you pour some coffee, you hook up a minnow and just throw your line in and drink coffee and fish like that.
That's dope.
It was great, but I mean, you could swim in the lake, they had bingo, they had 2 pools, they had so much for kids to do.
No shit.
They were occupied the moment we got there until the moment we left.
Otter Lake, huh? Because
So,
your kids are around the same age as mine.
Yeah, 4 and 6.
Yeah, exactly.
where-
Well, Paige is going
Right
to be
on.
6 in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's the same thing.
That's kind of dope, man. I've never heard of that, and I probably lived much closer to it than you do.
Yeah, it's a cool place. I recommend checking it out. It was neat. Let's see, where else did we go? Somebody at work recommended a place called Splash Magic.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's up there. It's up past not Knoebels. Yeah, it's about a half hour further from Knoebels. It took us about 2 hours to get there,
Eee.
which sucks because when we tow that camper, like we get maybe 20 miles per gallon in our Explorer when we just drive. When we tow that camper, I think we get like 6.
Holy shit.
So it's like we're an hour away and I'm already down to half a tank.
Oh my god, screw that.
So when you go, and you're driving through, like, when you go to campsites, they're generally in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And we're just driving, and I'm like, yeah, listen, we're down to a quarter tank, and I really don't feel comfortable because all you see is trees and stuff, and I'm just like, shit. So like yeah. Oh, believe me, when I was pumping gas, we found an old rinky-dink gas station. I pulled over. My ass was puckered the whole time. I was like, nope. If I hear any squeal like a pig, we're out of here. So yeah, it was cool though. It was a really tight camping spot. Like I'm still getting used to backing the camper in. I mean, it's only our second year with this thing, so it takes some practice. And Is we get there and we're literally another one. This time we're literally right on the lake. Like we could walk right into the water if we wanted to.
Oh, it's awesome.
But they had a pool with water slides. They had one of those like what I don't know what they're called. It's like a inflatable pillow that they put in the ground that the kids can bounce on.
Bouncy house?
Do you know? Yeah, sort of, but it's like buried and they can like deflate it and inflate it whenever they want. But it's strange. Like I don't know what to call it. It's like
I've
a
never heard of
bouncy
this.
pillow.
Bouncy pillow.
I don't know. Anyway, but the kids loved bouncing on the what do you call it? Playground was probably the most massive playground I've seen. In a
Oh,
long
really?
time. Yeah, and the fishing was good. So we're like, I bought a thing of worms, and I'm sorry to bore you with all the camping fishing stuff, but like
No, I love this shit.
We're casting out, and we're just drowning worms. Like nothing's eating them. These poor little shits are just like dying. They're just like, fuck you, you know. Like at least have something to eat. Dead.
You
Nothing
just
is
drowned my
biting.
brother. You can't have something bite me to fucking have.
I know, like at least like end it quick. You know, they're just like kill me, and the fish are just like nah, fuck you. So we're not catching it, and we're talking to our neighbor who's been there for a week. Super nice guy. Don't remember his name, but he was cool. He was like, "Oh yeah, just put some hot dogs on." He's like, "You'll catch fish, no problem." I'm like, "Hot dogs." He's like, "Yeah, hot dogs."
Get the
I'm like,
fuck out of
"All
here.
right." So,
Piranhas in the lake.
right, that's what I'm thinking. Like, what the hell are we gonna catch with hot dogs?
Like, what the fuck
No
is
shit.
in this lake?
I put a hot dog on, raw hot dog, and I throw it in, and like 2 minutes later, I'm catching catfish left and right.
What the
Get
hell?
out of here.
So, yeah, Liam caught his first fish ever, and it was a pretty big catfish. Same thing. We just cut up a shit to all of our hot dogs. None of them were cooked over a campfire. They fed the catfish in the lake. It was great.
Wow. Now, did you
Yeah,
catch
so-
and release, or did you fry any of those puppies up?
Oh, dude, I would not eat catfish. I don't know, man.
Eat catfish?
No, I don't know. They eat whatever's on the bottom and the
I know.
stinkiest thing in whatever waterway they live in. No,
I
I'm good.
I understand that, but you fry them up. Some peanut oil and corn flour, man. It's the bomb.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing. Maybe because growing up I used to catch catfish out of the Schuylkill River, and they
so you
smell
found the ones
terrible.
with like 3 eyes and yeah.
Yeah, that's where the Simpsons got their idea for that three-eyed fish.
Exactly.
So that place was cool. It was a little far, but it was another cool place, and everybody was super friendly, except the people across from us. We were in there. They had to be in their like mid to late 40s,
Uh-oh.
and they were blasting 50 Cent. And
What?
oh yeah, and they were drinking like they were in college. And we wake up in the morning and like their chairs are broken, and there's just beer bottles all over their campsite.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they looked like shit when they woke up.
Oh, I bet
I
they
was like,
did.
"Morning, how you feeling?" You know. It's like,
How about this heat?
yeah, whew, hot one today. Sucks to be you. So that was a cool one. Where else did we go? Where did we go in August? Christmas Pines was in August. That was the most boring campsite I've ever been to,
Oh wow, really?
but it was also the quietest. I think we were the loudest because we had kids.
Oh no shit.
But it was a super chill place if you just want to get away for a weekend and have like a quiet weekend with like you and someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recommend kids for that one just because there was like a swing set
Oh.
and like a pool, but the pool was 10 degrees. So
Eee.
yeah, but I mean, those were like the standout moments. You know what I mean? Like we had our day trips and stuff, which were cool, but like those were our standout ones. And Knoebels, we camped at Knoebels a couple weeks ago, and that was like our last hurrah for the summer.
I've never camped there. I've always heard that's fun.
It is. It is. It's a really cool place, and like there's cabins there. So if you don't have a tent, well, if you don't want to sleep in a tent, which I don't blame you, but if you want to like just camp there and you don't have a camper, you can just rent a cabin. It's not too bad.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
It's not. They let you walk on the park before it opens, so you can just walk around.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can just go. They open up a Starbucks right there at like 9:00, and then you can just walk around the park and just check everything out
Well,
before
Amber
it
sold.
opens. So you guys you've been there before?
Knoebels? Oh, I've been there a few times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wait, it's been a while, but yeah, I've been there.
I love how every ride there has like a death factor. Like
Easily.
The
you don't know if
riskiness.
you're going to survive that ride or not every
Yes,
time you go on
yes.
it. Especially like we rode the Phoenix,
I was gonna say that
and
Phoenix looks like it's gonna fucking fall apart mid-ride.
dude, it does. But my mom and I ride that every year we go camping because they have a camper too, and we usually just share a site.
It's like
And we went on and we went this year, and I'm like, I'm going to keep my arms up the entire time.
You're nuts.
We go down the first hill and I'm off my seat and I'm like, this is great. I'm laughing. We go up and around and we go down the next hill. I'm off my seat. Everything's going great. And we get to the part where, the up and downs
Yes.
towards the end of the ride. We're like, I'm up in the air and my legs, thank God that lap bar was working because I would have flew out. And my hands are up and I'm up in the air and then it goes up the hill and I slam down on the seat and before I could do anything, my arms are still up. It flings me back up and I hit my nuts so hard on that lap bar. I'm just like,
Oh, that'll fucking learn you.
I don't think I ever heard my mom laugh that hard. Like, I don't. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I gotta tell you, man, I'm exhausted. I'm glad we're home for the next couple weekends.
I bet
that
is exhausting.
We have Great Wolf coming up, but honestly, like that's not crazy because the kids can just run around the pool and we don't have to.
That's the one up
them,
by me, right? You're going to the one in Tannersville?
Yep.
Let me know what weekend that's gonna be. We should at least maybe we can pop by and meet up with you for a bit.
We usually do dinner at the Friendlies right down the street from there.
Yeah, I know where that's at.
So if you guys want to meet us for dinner,
that's not a bad idea. Cool. I'll talk to Amber. I think that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, I'll let you know the dates.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Yeah, we're like trying to plan some day trips. It's gonna be a nice weekend. It's Amber's birthday on Monday, and
happy birthday!
Yeah, so I put in for my first out of office, or at least near future out of office. I already booked my Christmas vacation because I have unlimited PTO.
Whoa, wait. What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, GitHub does it.
You haven't heard of this new thing called unlimited PTO?
What the hell's PTO?
Paid time
Personal
off.
time off.
I know. I'm just kidding. I know.
Oh. I was gonna say I know where you're working at. You don't get much PTO.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The PTO's not bad. It's so damn busy right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to get so far behind if I take more.
No, I hear you.
Unlimited PTO. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean their policy is very, very interesting. It's and they said it's not just for vacations. Like if you need a day, take a day. Like plan it, take it because they want you at your best. They want you at your mental best and just like they just get it. Like it says right in the policy, like there's just some times where going to work for the day is not what's gonna work. And it's like take the day. Just put in, take the day. And if you want to go on a vacation, go on a vacation. And it's just a matter of, booking it in advance, making sure if you are responsible for stuff, making sure that it's covered. And then that's it. I mean, my fucking manager goes away like 5 weeks a year. And he's an interesting dude. I really like this guy. But like he's got some cool hobbies that just like like things you haven't really heard of before. And he's in this like group or part of this group and they make tools Stone Age style with like Stone Age technology. So like he's made his own bow and he's making arrows and he's not using modern day equipment. He's like he showed us this blister he had on his thumb when I went out for my orientation. He's like, trying to sharpen that thing and fucking that arrowhead is fucking killing me. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like it's just interesting. Like I'd never heard of that before. And like he'll go for a couple of weeks just out in the bush and just live off the land. And it's wild. It's just, and that I think that's my favorite part about this place is that like everybody's just really interesting and like everybody just comes from really cool lives and backgrounds. It's the weirdest thing too because like as part of my onboarding, I'm interviewing, people that I work with, people that are in our department, just trying to, build a relationship. And here, my name's Al. Here's where I came from. Everyone's like, oh yeah, I came from Google. I came from Microsoft. I'm like, wow, I came from Air Products and Chemicals. But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but you know what? That's probably interesting to them because they're used to like hearing all this other techie teams and stuff like that. You're
they
coming
are
from
because it's
some
it's
chemical factory, and
yeah. I mean, they're right out in the valley. They're right by Palo Alto, so it is one of those like, I mean, Google was right down the road from where my office is out there.
that's
Um,
awesome.
that was a cool town, man. I got to tell you, you ever get a chance to go out to San Francisco? Take it. It's
Hmm.
very interesting. At least the parts I were at were really nice. I mean, they obviously have a notoriously bad homeless problem, and it's really sad. Um, but like I didn't really see much of that because I was in just that area where all the major Silicon Valley businesses were. But it interesting. Like the people were so freaking nice. Like I think cities, I think New York, and
Hmm.
it's just everybody was cool. And like if I was looking for a place or asking directions or whatever, I remember I just pulled some random person who looked like they worked, for one of the big companies in the valley. You could just tell, like we had our bags and our stickers and our gear and shit. You just knew the geeks. I was like, "Yo, brother, where can I get a good BLT?" And he's like, "Oh man," he's like, "You go to this one down here or this one down here." And then he's like, "What did he say?" He goes, "Oh, you like burgers that ain't fucking burgers?" I'm like, "I've never really had it, but I'm interested." And he's the one that this random person told me about Umami Burger, and it was right down the road from my hotel, and that's where I had like the original headquarters of the Impossible Burger. And
Is this the Impossible Burger that's at like Red Robin and all that?
yeah, and at Burger King now, yeah. And they're
Yeah,
they're
I
I
had
gotta.
I had that tonight.
What did you think?
It was the closest thing to a burger I think I'm ever gonna get that's not really a burger.
Exactly.
I was
Now,
like, holy crap.
and it's good.
It's not, yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it, and I don't feel as crappy as when I do eat a big burger, you
That
know?
was my honestly, that's my favorite part about that Impossible Whopper. Like I can eat it and not feel like a giant ball of shit.
Right,
But but
right.
so like that's good, right? Now imagine going to the place that like originated it from what I understand. I
Hmm.
challenge anybody to eat it from there and say you can't tell say that you can tell it's not a burger. I could not. Like there was nothing about it. The only thing that gave it away was the bun was vegan. So it was sweeter than normal like bread. It had a
Well, wait a minute. I'm sorry. What the hell's a vegan bun compared to a regular bun?
I
Like,
guess
it's not
they
like they're killing chickens to make a bun.
well no, with vegans like no animal products.
Oh, like no eggs or
Yeah,
whatever.
No
eggs
Okay.
is usually
eggs.
the contributing factor for that. Yeah.
I get
Yes.
confused where that the line
Don't
is
worry,
between
I just
vegetarian and
learned that
vegan.
recently because I asked the same thing when I was at the restaurant. I'm like, what makes a vegan bun? I don't see any meat in buns. And they're like, no animal products. So they were like, oh, it uses this, this, and this, and it was delicious.
Wait. You're in San Francisco. I'm sure you could have seen plenty of meat in buns.
Oh, yes.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm just
Kyle, I've
kidding.
missed you.
Too easy.
But yeah, and the hotel I stayed at was right across the street from the San Francisco Giants stadium. So
Oh,
I would,
right on.
yeah, so I would go up at night during the week. There's a bar on the rooftop. I was getting a nice whiskey sour, and I would sit. They had these like special lounge areas, and you could just chill in these wicked comfortable chairs, and it was just high enough you could look down into the field.
Oh,
And
very cool.
and I just sat up, had drinks, watched the baseball game, even though like I'm not a fan of baseball, but alcohol on a rooftop is enough, and that's just side distraction. So yeah, no, it was a good trip. It was a very good trip. That and then Cape May was fantastic. I said that on the cast before. One thing I think you might be interested in, Kyle. I found a distillery down there,
Hmm.
and you could actually tour it.
Hmm.
And um, like I'm a whiskey guy, and I was excited because they made their own whiskey. And
Yeah.
they also, I find they also made vodka. rum and gin.
Ooh, gin. That's good stuff.
See, here's the thing. On a normal day, I don't like gin, like much at all.
Mm-hmm.
But that gin, so you know just by talking to me what a whiskey guy I am. Their whiskey was
Mm-hmm.
my least favorite, and they were sold out of it anyway. Um, the rum was great. Their vodka was fucking heaven. Like I've never tasted vodka that smooth or that good, and the gin was even better. I went home with a bottle of gin.
Was it like could you like taste the juniper in the gin? Was it one of those?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
see
you
those
could.
that's different than like the gin you buy at a store. When you can taste that juniper, it makes a big difference.
Oh, you could taste the juniper. It was wicked smooth. Like I literally would just I'd pour it in a glass, no ice, and just sip it. It was wonderful. It's one of those things like I would almost, and we've talked about it too, like we would almost just do a quick weekend trip to go down
Mm-hmm.
there, eat at our favorite place, and then I would come home with a few bottles from that distillery.
Hmm. Well, you know, my neighbors across the street own Hop Hill Brewery in Bethlehem.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so they had a party a couple weeks ago, and they were like, "Hey, why don't you guys come over?" So we went over, and he had 4 or 5 of his beers out, and his beers are pretty good. He makes some really
I
good
like,
stuff.
yeah, I sampled some of their stuff. It's very good.
If you get a chance to try his red IPA, give it a shot. It's delicious.
Ooh.
But then someone came with bottles of moonshine. Like it was like a
Mm.
raspberry moonshine. There was a apple pie moonshine. There was
Yeah,
just
is it
straight up
Rocky
moonshine.
Mountain or Old Smoky Moonshine or?
I don't know. So like they came in mason jars. Here, this dude
Yeah.
distills it himself.
Oh, I was gonna say because you can get it at the Wine and Spirits now, and it's very good.
Oh, this was all his homemade stuff. Like he just does small
Mm.
batches where he just makes it and drinks it for himself, and
I
gives it out to
fucking love
friends. He doesn't
moonshine.
have a business because I don't think he wants to get in trouble for it.
Yeah, fair
So
enough.
he also makes his own vodka. So he had a table set up with his drinks, and then someone came with like bottles of wine, and I was like,
Wow.
my neighbor's name is I'm just gonna call him Tom, even though that's not his name.
Yeah.
It's like Tom was like, Tom, what the fuck's going on here? And he's like, oh yeah, I should have told you. This party's because I'm trying to get this winemaker and this distiller to come work for me, and then I can be a distillery, a brewery, and a winery all at the same
Oh.
spot.
That would be awesome.
Dude, I drank so much. The dude, this, I used to work with the guy at Decca that was making the moonshine. So like he came over, he was like, "Yo, come over here, shoot the shit. I haven't seen you in years." And he's like, "Here, try this. Now try this one." And I'm like, "Holy dude, these are straight up shots of moonshine. I can't keep doing this. Like I'm not 21 anymore." But it was really good stuff.
Yeah.
And like you said, smooth. It wasn't like you think of moonshine, you think it's gonna burn.
Nah,
But and it was
good
warm.
moonshine.
Don't get me wrong, but it was really good stuff. Like it did not, like I was not hurting from it at all. Well,
Yeah.
that night,
That night, yeah. Next day,
the next day,
fucking hurt a little bit. Yeah, believe it or not, like it's come back around as pretty popular, and Old Smoky is a brand you can actually get in wine and spirits, and it's really good. They have like the regular corn moonshine, which is it's a little more on the burny side,
Mhm.
but they make an apple pie moonshine that is just, oh, so good.
dude. You know what? I'll see if I can get a bottle from this guy, and
Oh, if
then
you
like I'll
could.
compare it to that because I'm telling you, the stuff he had was freaking delicious.
Oh, I bet. I'm
And
sure
there's like
it's
chunks
better.
of apple floating in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure it's better than what you can get in the liquor store, but yeah, that shit's good. I like moonshine.
Dangerously good.
Oh yeah, no, you can really get fucking sick on a good moonshine. I know from experience. I had a friend that used to make it. Oof.
Oof.
His was not very good though. In retrospect.
You got to be careful with that stuff. One wrong move, and you
Oh yeah, you
can
go blind.
you get. Could you imagine? Here, try this. Shit, I can't see.
Yeah, you go fucking blues blind for a day or two. And that's not
Is
good.
that a real thing?
I
Seriously, can I
guess.
make you blind?
I don't know. I hear the legend all the time. Some legends are based in truth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He probably just passed out for 2 days.
That's probably what happened. And it was one of those, he was only like half sleeping, so he was just staring at his eyelids going, I'll get feeling back sometime.
Shit, I'm blind. Oh, no, I just had to open my eyes.
I'm not able to.
I can't open my eyes.
I feel morning dew on me. I'm still in the grass. I laugh, but I actually had a friend that's in our Save Point group, Lucas. We used to party back in our day, and had a rough night with tequila, and he was getting sick. So I said, "You go sleep out in the fucking lawn." And or no, we were coming home from a party, and he was so smashed. He's like, "I'm not even gonna make it to the house." He went and just laid in the front yard next to this pine tree, took his glasses off, came out the next morning to check on him, and he had like the dew on his shirt because he hadn't moved. Like,
the dew.
Is he dead? He's got like morning dew on him. Oh, that's so funny. But so tell me a little bit about Link's Awakening. My brother-in-law was saying it's pretty goddamn great.
Did you ever play the original?
I did not, actually. I watched my wife play it. I got it for her on the Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've never played it myself.
Classic on the Game Boy.
Yeah, and a lot of people really like this one because it did a lot of things different that were normally not found in a Zelda game. For one, it has a lot of Mario references. There's a chain chomp right in the get-go. There's Goombas. Yeah. There's Goombas. There's some side-scrolling sections. Very, very minimal. It's not like a big deal.
But that's cool, though.
I believe it was the second Zelda with a jump button. You can actually jump, but you need a leaf, so it's not like a full-time thing. Okay. It has, even though it's a complete graphical update, it still kind of has that Game Boy charm, like the simplistic
that's cool.
elements to it. You know, like he's not a super detailed face. The graphics aren't super detailed, but they're clean.
Yeah. And
they're really well done. So you still kind of have that feel to it, to where it feels like Link's Awakening. I will say the fact that you have more than 2 buttons is probably the best improvement because you're not switching constantly between your gear.
Oh, yeah.
So, because you had 2 buttons, you had a sword and all your other things, and like you always had to switch your sword with a shield, with a bomb, with like a bow and arrow. So like nothing was a constant button. So, and it was just a limitation of the Game Boy. But the way, and it was fine. Like once you got used to it, but you were just in the menus all the time. With this one, you have 2 extra buttons that are mapped. So you have, your sword and shield are constants, and then you put the other 2 extras on the other buttons.
That's awesome.
Super helpful. I don't think it's a very hard game, but I don't think it needs to be.
No.
I mean, there's some challenge there, but it's one of those things where you could probably run through it without dying fairly easily. At least what I've been through so far in this version. But it's still it's just a fun Zelda game. The music is still good. The graphics are great. I don't really know what else there is to say about it as far as differences. I'm having a blast playing it.
That's great.
It's been.
Speaking of not dying, I think you need to share with the crowd your achievement this summer.
Oh, holy crap. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, so I don't know how many of you watched when I do, what the hell's that called? Yeah, Extra Life. But and I'm an avid Contra player. I play it all the time because I'm always trying to do things in it. And every year, my main goal is to try to do a no-death run in Contra. It started out with, okay, I don't want to use the 30 lives code, and I did that, and then I was like, okay, no continues. Now that I can do that fairly regularly now, but finally this summer, and I wasn't recording, which sucks, but I did a no death run, and man, I ran around this house screaming like crazy. I could not believe it. And like my wife, she tries to be supportive of this thing, but I know deep down she's like, "What a fucking nerd," But she's like, "That's great, honey. I'm so proud of you." Oh my god, I married this guy. Like, nerd. Yeah, nerd. She pulls this ogre voice, nerd.
Oh,
but anyway,
awesome.
I was so
that feeling. We know that feeling when you finally pull something out.
Isn't that the greatest feeling? There's only been a few times where I did that. The first time I did it, I did a no continue run in Contra, and then when I beat Mr. Dreams on the Wii version of not Mr. Dreams, Sandman on Punch Out for the Wii.
Yeah.
That motherfucker was hard. And when I beat him, man, I was so stoked. I was jumping around because I thought he was tough, man. He kicked my ass.
Well, when you did that no death run, like you threw your controller down and you heard the Rocky Victory theme in your head because you are a child of the '80s, so you just heard that and you just.
It was just and it's Contra, so it was just the most awesome metal riff going on in my head. It was like, it was fucking awesome. I couldn't believe I did that. And it's like, of course, it wasn't when I wasn't recording, and I'm sure I'll try to do it again this year when I do Extra Life, and I probably won't get it. So you're all just gonna have to take my word for it that it finally happened. My wife was there watching; she can confirm.
Yeah, I can tell just by his reaction when it happened. I was like, he finally fucking did it.
Dude, it was awesome because it was all in caps and I spelled everything correctly.
Yeah,
so
and that's what gave it away, pretty much. I was like, wow, he really did it.
I couldn't believe it. And like, you guys were the first people I told. I mean, I was like, I can't wait to tell you guys. So it was cool.
That was fucking awesome, man.
I can't even make it like Billy Mitchell, you know.
Yeah.
I can't believe. Yo, did you guys see the picture that I posted that he has a fucking trading card?
I did see that, and it made me a little sick.
Didn't he have it in the documentary or something, or
no?
Was it something else?
I don't think that was in King of Kong. It's probably the only thing of his he didn't market in that movie.
Right. Trading card, and actually, I heard he's suing the.
Yeah, it's turning into a fucking big deal.
Yeah.
The creators of the documentary?
No, the outlet that accused him of cheating.
Oh.
What the hell's... Yeah, and that's where he had his high score at. What
Twin
the hell
Galaxies.
is the name? Twin Galaxies, that's it. Yeah.
I'm going to go grab another beer. You two keep talking.
Oh, cool. All right. So I heard you actually... Didn't you get a new job this summer too? New gig?
No, I moved. I got a new house.
That's what it is.
New job was back in January, and then it's like basically it's like, yeah, I like the job, enjoy it enough. It's like now I got to move closer instead of driving 2 hours down to 20 minutes. So I was like, oh yes,
that's a pretty big difference.
Oh yeah.
Wait, 2 hours one way?
One way. So I was basically
you were driving 4 hours a day.
4 hours a day. Yep.
Dude, that sucks.
But it's like I knew it was going to be, like if I enjoyed it, which I did, it was going to be a temporary thing. So it was like a matter of finding the house, and great setup here. I love it. And now I'm down to the point where it's like, okay, now I'm working on selling the old house. But basically I was you, except instead of like going to doing fun things, it was like cleaning up, packing, and all like, the man, fun things.
I'm busy this summer, but the shitty busy. Like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Poor Nick.
Dude, that was my first year in this house. I totally get it. Like not cleaning and selling it, but like fixing everything that was wrong with it. Totally get it. Don't ever listen to those assholes on TLC. Don't buy a fixer-upper. It sucks ass.
No. Like I knew, like, yeah. When I first, my first house is the same thing. It was like, I want to make sure it's not a fixer-upper, even though, like, like the cheapest ones are that. But it's like I was looking, it's like I can't. Not that I couldn't do it, but it's like I wouldn't have time to do it.
It's not worth the headache, man. I'm telling you, I lost so much time fixing things here that I could have been doing other things.
I was gonna say, this is the first summer I haven't seen you posting pictures of fixing something in your house.
I'm not saying a fucking word, because it's the minute I say everything's great,
it's got to break.
A black hole's gonna open and my house is gonna implode, leaving me and my kids in my underwear on the front lawn. Like, what the fuck was that?
Yo, dog, I heard you haven't been doing anything.
Something in this house is like, oh yeah.
Did somebody mention pipes?
Yeah. Dude, don't you even fucking say it out. I do not ever want to see plumbing ever again in my life.
Don't you put that evil on me.
How dare you? We did just get our roof replaced though with from the hailstorm.
Oh.
So luckily I did not have to do that one.
Was that covered?
So it was covered, yeah.
That's good.
Roof, gutters, and screen.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we can not do the screen, and then we'll just take that off your deductible. I'm like, so how much is the screen? $11. Just do the fucking screen.
Just do fucking Just
I'm
do
like,
it.
yeah, just do the screen. $11, seriously? Whatever.
Like, really, you're doing me a fucking favor?
Yeah,
No.
thanks.
Fix the goddamn thing. Good lord. Oh, man.
So what? You're down in So Nick, you're in like the Wilmington area now.
Yeah, I'm against the PA Delaware border now. So yeah.
Are you in the city or are you like outskirts?
No, I'm in the suburbs. Yeah.
Nice, nice. That's a pretty nice area.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, it's still a town home, so it's still that situation, but
Sure.
it's very nice. The neighborhood's super quiet, and I love the house because whatever they put in terms of insulation, like I can't hear a thing.
That's awesome.
Like I can step outside, I can like barely hear like the neighbor's dog like yipping and stuff, but as soon as I step inside, it's like nothing.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something to be said about living in like a townhome or in like a little town community like that. I mean, when we lived in Fleetwood, it's much smaller than where you're at, I'm sure, but it was like there was a park right down the street. There was like 4 or 5 restaurants we could walk to. Small dinky ones, but they were restaurants. There was always something to do. There was always neighbors to help you if you needed it. It was pretty cool. As long as your neighbors aren't dicks anyway. That's
No,
mine were dicks.
they're pretty cool. Like the ones next to me have like a pizza shop, and they're like, yeah, it's like, come on down, get the pizza. It's like,
Oh,
wow, we'll
sure.
do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dangerous.
That is
I know,
fucking
right?
bad. That is bad news for Uncle Al over here. Oof. I'm fat enough.
Order all your pizzas.
Yeah. We'll give you a discount. No, don't. Then I have no
Look,
excuse.
Look, Nick, we said you can come over and have like some pizza, but it's time to go.
Is that him again? Quick, put up the close sign. Put up close sign.
Turn out the lights. Turn out the lights.
Oh, Christ, he brought that guy with the glasses and the limp. Shut the door.
Shit, who's that weird looking bald guy that's with him?
Oh, Christ, it's the trio. We're going to go broke. Oh, man, that's it's one thing I miss about the Cape May vacation, man. The food down there is just surprisingly awesome. But
I'm sure.
I think I told Nick about this. Like, one of the things I always look forward to when we go down there is this restaurant called Harpoons on the Bay. They have the best steamed clams I've ever had. Like, it's in this giant bowl with like butter, garlic, white wine sauce. There's a shit ton of them, and then they throw homemade pasta on top of it. Like, here you go, or on the side, I should say. So I'm looking forward to this all year. And Am and I go out, and my in-laws watch the baby, and we're like, yeah, we were gonna just do a date night, the two of us, but the girls really wanted to go, so it was like, all right, you know what? Come on, let's bring the girls. So we left the baby at the house with the in-laws, bring Paige and Mia, and then like we're sitting, food comes out, and I'm like, oh man, this is so good. Like I took my first bite, and Mia, I jokingly said to Paige, because I know she toes a weird line with certain things, and I know she doesn't like a lot of seafoods. I'm like, Paige, you want to try a clam? She's like, no, of course not. And then, but Mia goes, yeah, I want to try one. And I almost said, and I'm glad I didn't, I almost said, but you said you didn't like them, but I didn't want to do that. I'm like, all right. I was like, I'll let her try one. She probably won't like it. She takes one, she eats it, and she goes, more. And I'm like, are you
evil.
for real? I'm like, are you just kidding? She goes, I really like it. I want more. Son of a bitch, she ate like 3/4 of my goddamn clams. I couldn't eat them fast enough. Like, I'd look over, and she'd be picking them off my plate and just like snarfing them. And then she'd throw the shell down and keep going back for more. I'm like, you should dip it. And she goes, it's already dipped when I pick it up. 4-year-old just going to town on clams. Oh my god. She's gonna be my my weird meat aficionado though. Like Am got for a present for me one weekend not too long ago. Like Wegmans will do once in a while, where they'll have like that platter of like hamon and like really high grade charcuterie, and like I love that shit. And Mia likes just lunch meat ham, so I was like, hey, you want to try fancy ham? So the fact that it was fancy, well, fuck, she was on board. And I'm like, some of this stuff, it can be a little funky, or just very strong tasting. No, she loved all that. I'm like, all right, I think we're going to have like a daddy-daughter date down at the charcuterie in Stroudsburg, and then just let her go nuts. Which, by the way, if you guys are into that kind of thing, like just meat and cheese, you gotta come up one time. We'll go down to Stroudsburg. It's right across the street from where we used to work, Nick.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right there on Main Street, sorry about that. Directly across from what is it, 701 Main. And yeah, great little place. Fancy cheeses and all kinds of meat. It's good shit.
Dude, I heard that burp come up from your stomach.
It did. It really did.
Didn't you hear? I was like, bleh.
Oh, speaking of things freely given, I have to. I I have to say a big thank you to Hoodie Ninja Jeremy of the Bad Fodder Figures. He had sent me a cryptic Twitter message just double checking what PS4 exclusives I had wound up picking up with my PlayStation. He's like, I wanted to make sure so I didn't send you something you already had. And yesterday in the mail, I got a package addressed to Rabbi Al Casper, OBGYN. And he's Jeremy rules. And I open up this package, and he gave me a copy of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
sweet.
I'm so excited to play this.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things.
Yeah, I've heard it's one of the best games on the system. I'm determined to beat Spider-Man. I'm about 70% through the main story. And oh my God, Kyle, if you don't have that on your PlayStation, you've got to fucking get that. Like, no joke. It's one of the best games I've ever played. Like, I put it up there with like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and all my other like super favorites.
Yeah, I'm hoping this winter I can get caught up on a lot of the stuff on my list. That's one of them.
Spider-Man is incredible. Like, it's just,
Yeah, it looks good.
oh, dude, it's like I was telling Nick, like there aren't very few superhero games that are A, good, or B, like amazing to where like when you're just slinging web going around the city just to move around, like you get that rush when he really starts picking up speed. And I've got almost 100 hours into this game, and I still get like, yeah, like just fucking, woo, just like flying through the city. It's fucking amazing. And the story.
Did you?
Awesome.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
go ahead. The story's just fucking awesome. I can't get enough of it.
Did you play the Batman games, like Arkham Asylum and all those?
I did.
Different feeling though, because I loved flying around the city in that. I mean, it's different type of flying, but
They're similar in engine too. I don't want to say it's the same engine, but it is very similar in controls and feel. I played the first one. I was not a big fan of that. The second one I liked a lot more, Arkham City. I never beat it, but it is one I do want to go back to. And you could tell, I think the same company made it actually.
they did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the engine's very similar. I never did play the third one because I just heard it was a shit show. Although
Well, you can get it for free.
I was about to say
I didn't think the third one. I didn't think the third one was that bad. I played it. I have it, and I mean, I never got. That's the only one of the three I didn't get to beat, and it's definitely not as good as the first two. But I didn't think it was that bad.
let me see. This may not be free anymore. You guys might have missed it.
Well, no, I picked it up.
What's it?
Yeah,
What's it free
on
on?
the Epic Store.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
anymore.
awesome.
Oh, is it past? Yeah, like
Yeah.
they had all three Arkham Asylum.
They had all
games
three Arkham games and then all three Lego games.
Lego games. Yeah, I think the Lego games are now.
No, it was all at the same time.
Oh, was it? So what's
Yeah.
the current? 'Cause
Yeah.
Usually they always have one active.
No, it was like a very.
It's Metro. Oh yeah, they already cycled that. Yeah, so it's Metro
Oh,
2033 and everything.
That's a bummer. They don't have it anymore. But yeah, you could get all 6 of those for free. I'm glad I jumped on that shit.
Yeah, same here. It's like I saw it, like, ooh, I need to pick this up.
Oh, everything. I wanted to try that. That was supposed to be an interesting game.
Is it?
Like
I'm pressing the button now. It's like free games. Give me.
I'm doing it right
See,
now, man. Yeah, it's supposed to be like sim everything kind of thing. You can be like a fucking flower, or you can. That one looked very interesting. I wanted to check it out. I just didn't want to pay for it, so this works out wonderful. Metro 2033 Redux. Now, what is this? The original remastered?
Yeah, I think it's the first game. Yeah, remastered for like modern systems, so it looks pretty sharp.
All right. I've never really given that series a fair shake.
No, I haven't played the 2033, the original, but basically from what I hear from others who have played kind of the whole series,
Yeah.
I think it's Last Light, which is the second one, third one,
Yeah,
I don't know, one of the two.
I have that.
Last Light is where it starts to get good, and then obviously the current one's Exodus.
And Exodus is pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell of it. Like, like the first part's very very open world, but it does get very much more linear by the end of the game. But yeah, I had a blast with it. So like, if you like Last Light, you'll like X.
All right, I'll have to give that a shot. Um, oh, I reinstalled. I don't know if you haven't checked it out, Nick. I think it's still a couple days. Kyle, I don't know if you have a good computer enough to do it, but if you do, the Ghost Recon Wildlands 2 beta is going on right now. You could just download it.
Oh, is it finally on PC? I know they had the
Yeah, no,
console one.
it's on PC. I haven't installed. I was messing around with it.
Oh, okay.
I was actually playing that today. That is pretty damn cool. You know what it reminds me a lot of is Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh, nice.
Because you got the survival system. Like, you got to eat, you got to bandage your injuries and stuff.
Yeah, I was curious, like, because I really enjoyed the first Wildlands, down in like South
Yeah, I
America
actually just
or whatever.
reinstalled that too, because I kind of wanted to play that.
But I was curious, yeah, like how I guess how aggressive is the survival aspect? Because
Not
I
very.
played, I can't point to any, but there's been some games where like they have a survival mechanic and it just feels like it gets in the way
No,
more than it helps with just like okay, it's just like another mechanic to deal with and it's it's there but it's not aggressive.
no, I'd put it honestly. I'd actually compare it to Metal Gear Solid 3. That wasn't
Okay,
intrusive.
which wasn't bad. Yeah.
No, it wasn't intrusive. And I mean, I've been in a few gunfights, and I haven't gotten any like critical wounds yet where I had to like stop and treat myself. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's so far the way I look at it is if you liked Wildlands, which I did very much, I really enjoyed that. To where I'm going to play it again until the second one comes out. Um, you'll like this. I think this survival, if anything, that aspect kind of adds to it, and there's some
Okay.
neat additions that the skill progression system's very very cool. That I'm seeing so far. So yeah, it's I was gonna say I plan on getting it, but I don't really need to because I'm doing I decided I'm gonna renew after my free trial runs out of Uplay Plus, the
Mm-hmm.
Ubisoft
Yep.
Game Pass. Um, Main reason being, they're another one that's doing it right, and I'd say Microsoft should take a listen. Um, Ubisoft does what EA does with their, Game Pass program, and that is like you get the Ultimate Edition of the games, not just the game itself. Like you get like
Oh,
the
nice.
DLC and the add-ons. EA does that. And that's one thing I will take a second and give EA a wicked shout out on their Origin Premiere because I got a year of that last year, and I'm gonna re-up it in December because I've played a lot of stuff I probably wouldn't have bought, but like mainly because they just give you everything that they release for the game. Like I got like the Madden 20 Ultimate Legend Edition, just to play as part of this pass. And I haven't played a football game on PC forever, but it plays awesome. And yeah, it's just neat. So yeah, Ubisoft does the same thing. What really impresses me is pretty much their entire catalog is on Uplay Plus. All the Assassin's Creed games, all of the Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, like all that shit's on here. Yeah, it's definitely worth a grab. I'm enjoying it a lot, so I'm gonna re-up it come the end of the month. But Kyle, you don't have a PC, do you?
I do, but it doesn't work. It kind of went poo-poo. So Um,
This
I'm
coming
working on
from
it
a
though. I'll get
hardware
it for you. My
computer
problem is
guy.
I work on that stuff all day. When I get home, the last
I
thing I
feel you,
feel like
brother.
doing is more of
No,
it.
I feel
So
you. I totally feel you on that. Yeah, I'm getting a good dose on the project side of things because I work in infrastructure now. That's like I'm
mhm.
a TPM in site reliability, which is a really awesome principle. Like it's like a newer position, kind of, just
Mhm.
in the industry itself. It's very, very cool. I'm learning a lot of shit, man. Stuff because I've been a software guy my whole life, and getting to really jump in on the hardware side of things has been very interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff when you get into it. It's pretty neat how they handle certain things and where the technology's going and all that. It's pretty
It's
cool.
crazy, dude. Mm. But so yeah, so you're done vacationing for a while. Are you coming back to the co-pilot seat for a while, or what? Is this a one-time
Um,
deal, or we got you for a while?
no, I should be good from here on out. Actually,
Oh, it's great, man. It's
I
great
mean,
to.
minus here and there if something comes up, but I mean, for the most part, I should
No,
be
I hear
here.
it. No, man, it's
But
great. I will say a lot of the people that do listen have been poking on Twitter. When's Kyle coming back? And so yeah, people are excited. I know already because I kind of boosted it on Twitter before we started that you're back, and everyone's excited to hear how your summer was. And of course, Chris Holy Headshot was like, "Oh, he's back from vacation, is he?"
yeah, it's been a while. I don't know. Like I ran into some personal issues right before we hit the summer. Summer came, and that kind of was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to wait till this is over because I didn't want to be like off and on and off and on. So like, I'd rather just
Yeah, no,
wait until I can commit again and then jump back in. So appreciate you
totally
guys
understand, man.
welcoming me back on. It's been nice to talk to both of you again. It's been a while.
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. And then actually, one more update on why I have the best job ever. I'm kicking off the podcast for our division. I
That's
get to,
awesome.
yeah, I get to do it like during work hours too. So I get to do something else I love during the day. It's fucking crazy and get paid for it.
Oh, cool. You know, then we should get some of that as kickback because we've helped you get experience
Oh
for it.
well, like I said, I'll pay for parking for PAX.
So
uh,
speaking of PAX, and it sounds like I think we're all, you know,
oh
are we?
hell
I don't know
yeah.
if we're wrapping this up or not. But speaking of PAX, real quick, are you going again, Nick?
That is the plan.
I don't think he's
Sweet.
missed a year in like 10 years. I think he's been there
No,
every year.
usually I'll do like on and off years, but yeah, it's like now with a new job and whatnot, it's like yeah, I think I can start to go a little more free.
Sweet. Yeah, I already got permission to go, so I'm pretty
As
much
did I.
guaranteed.
Yep, as did I.
So
I plan on going.
I I'm game, and whether I get to stay at that hotel with the walk across like you got, or even if I stay in the one that I stayed in last time, like there was so many good restaurants where I was last time.
Oh, really?
Is Yeah, there was like a really good sushi place Travis and I went to.
Ooh,
There was a really good burrito place right around the corner. There was a
I like
really good
sushi.
pub right down the street. So I don't know
All
how
right.
that is over in where the other hotel was, but where
Yes.
we were at, it was really good food.
Yeah, that's the weird catch. Like basically, the Westin, you have that bridge access, so it's like right there. You don't have to like basically lug all your if you're gonna be there for the day, I think you kind of did a similar thing like I do. It's like you kind of carry with you stuff that you want for the day,
Hmm.
and then when you're done, you go back. Whereas with the Westin, it's like, oh well, the morning I'll just do super light and see all the things, and then in the afternoon maybe I'll do some shopping and get some stuff, and so I'll come back with a backpack type of thing, and so you can do that. Where the problem is there's not much to really eat around there. There's obviously there's the bar and whatnot in the hotel, and I think there's like a small restaurant, and there's like a Jimmy John's like across the street. but in terms of like stuff that's real close, like you have to walk a bit to get to stuff. And now it's Boston, so it's kind of like it's like usually like places tucked away. But yeah, you have to walk a little more from there to get to anything. Versus I think because you were like almost center city, I think.
Oh
where you were
yeah,
at.
we were almost right smack in the middle of it.
Yeah.
But it was only an 8-minute Uber ride to where the convention center
Oh,
was. So it wasn't either. I don't think there was a bad hotel that you could stay at in that area. So I'm torn because it's like I really liked being able to just like walk somewhere to eat, and I didn't have to just be kind of
Yeah.
stuck there if I wanted to go out and do something else, you know. Uh, I don't know, but it's pretty much wherever you guys want to stay. I'm going to try to get to though. I don't want to like, but I might just like one evening I might go take an Uber
Well, yeah, I
over
was
and
gonna
get
say
some
we could
beer.
just do it. Like, if that's one thing fucking San Francisco showed me, it was Lyft and Uber are the fucking shit. Like,
Oh,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
that was our first time using Uber. So like I never used it before, and I was like, no, Travis, let's just Uber over. So we're sitting there and we hit where we're at and where we want to go, and it's like you
Yep.
can see where the cars are
Yeah.
driving. And dude,
Yeah.
it was like flies coming. Like it was just like, oh shit, there's someone.
Yeah,
Dude.
And then,
that's
you know,
the big benefit. Like, especially in the city, you have a ton of Uber drivers, even with an event happening, so it's like, yeah, you could literally anywhere and you're
It's so good.
so our car was supposed to be a red Hyundai, right? So we're like, all right, red Hyundai. We're looking. So a red Hyundai pulls up, and it said our driver was I forget his name. It was just an Oriental name. The dude was from China. So I look at him, and it was a black guy, and I'm just like, okay, that doesn't look like the picture here. And he looks at me. He's like, "You Karen?" And I'm like, "Do I look like Karen?" And
I have a
Karen came
similar
running
story.
across the street from the other place. She's like, "Hi, I'm Karen," and my guy was around the corner with the exact same freaking car. But so that was kind of weird. But a super nice dude. He sang to us in his native tongue, and it was really funny. That dude got 5 stars. I was like, and you got a tip.
That dude, that is so funny that happened to you on the first time using it. Like, because you sit there and you think, like, I had an even weirder situation. So I land in San Francisco. We were delayed an hour in Detroit because it was really bad storms that day. I didn't even realize it. Like, we were sitting on the runway to take off, and we just hadn't gone anywhere. And I'm sitting there watching Pet Sematary like a fucking idiot, not even realizing, like, oh wow, we haven't left yet. And so we land in San Francisco. It's about 9 o'clock their time. So at this point, I've been traveling for over 12 hours. And I get out, and I remember reading, like, if you're an arrival, you have to walk over to this parking deck and then call have your Uber come there. So I do that. And it's like, your driver is Alexi, and he's in a black Lexus. I was like, okay. And I'm standing on the curb in spot B, where literally it was telling me the spot to stand in. And I could, like you said, I could see it on the phone. I could see where he's at, and he's on his way. And he was getting close, and it looked like the car stopped, which it did. He was basically stopped at a light, but I couldn't tell if he stopped or if my GPS was going out because my phone was getting a little low in battery. And all of a sudden, a black car pulls up. I can't tell if it's a fucking Lexus. It's pitch black out. I'm tired as fuck. And this guy gets out and goes, "Are you Aaron?" And I'm like, "Alan?" And they're like, "Aaron?" And I'm like, "Are you Alexi?" "No, I'm so and so. I don't speak English." And I was like, "Okay. Do I get in with this person? No, I shouldn't. His name's not Alexi." Like, I'm in there, like, I just want to get to my fucking hotel, but I'm like, that would be really stupid. So I wait, finally. Oh, and then it happens again. Another black Lexus pulls up. This one's actually a Lexus, but I'm like, that's not the plate. They're telling me the plate is this. This is not the plate, but it's a fucking Lexus. I want to go home. And this girl gets out, and she goes, "Are you Aaron?" I'm like,
who the hell is Aaron?
I'm like, I don't know who fucking Aaron is, but he's starting to piss me off. And then finally, the next car that pulls up is my guy, and I did the shared ride to save some cash because it was like a $30 ride from the hotel or from the airport to the hotel. What the problem was is that there were 2 entries for my hotel when I put it in. It didn't occur to me that these were 2 different addresses. So I just picked the one at the top of the list. I go on this shared ride where he's dropping this couple off in the middle of Oakland. And he's like, "All right, now we'll go to your spot." Now it's already like 40 minutes later. I am fucking tired. And he pulls up to this corner. I swear to God, Kyle, it's like 10 o'clock at night, pitch black San Francisco, and he pulls up next to this seedy ass parking garage. And he's like, "Okay, 22 Lombard." And I'm like, brother, this ain't the Hotel Via. I'm like, there's no fucking hotel around here. I'm like, look, this is what I picked. He's like, that's the address. I'm like, dude, I don't know how to say this. I ain't fucking getting out here. This is a seedy fucking place. So I said, all right. I said, what can I do? I said, I'm trying to get to Hotel Via. I'm like, can I just give you like $20 and we just go there now? And like, I punched up on the phone. I'm like, it's a mile and a half away. And he's like, well, he's like, Lyft is really strict with this. He's like, you know what, just put it in, put where you want to go, and I'll grab it. He's like, if it was less than a mile, he's like, I'd just drive you. But he's like, this is almost 2 miles, and he's like, in the city, that can be, a decent fare ride. I'm like, dude, whatever. I don't care. I'll pay you. I just want to get the fuck out of here. And so I put it in, and he goes, let's just hope it comes across on my thing, and if it does, I'll grab it. He goes, otherwise you'll have to stand and wait for the other driver. And I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Under the single lamp probably in the block. There's
it's
just like
exactly
a beacon.
what it was. And there's fucking chubby white boy with his fucking giant luggage. And yeah, so I hit it, and about 2 seconds later, it comes across. He's like, "Bing!" And he goes, "Grab you." He's like, "Oh, I got you." He's like, "You're good." He's like, "Get comfy. Let's go. We're going to the hotel." I was like, "Oh, thank God. I just want to go sleepy." But from that point on, I fucking lifted and Ubered everywhere. I was like, dude, if I lived in the city, I would get rid of my car tomorrow.
Yeah, you wouldn't need it. Between trains, buses, and that, like, what do you need it for out there when you're in the city?
Dude, that is like the best invention ever. I loved it. So yeah,
it is
I'm
nice.
definitely planning on going to PAX. And I'd like
Can't
to
wait,
go
man.
all three.
It's gonna be awesome.
I'd like to go all like for the whole weekend and come home Sunday. I'm thinking about it.
Well, I'm definitely gonna do Friday to Sunday again. I might still just do a one dayer there.
Yeah.
Just because it was kind of cool when I got there Friday to just walk the city. But it's also going to be cold as shit, so I don't know if I'm going to want to walk the city in February.
Yeah, it's true. It was like late March last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really late this year.
So you know what? Maybe I will be a hermit that year and just stay at the hotel and just like go to a beer store and get a case for the weekend.
Oh, dude, how fun would that be? I haven't done that in years. With like no kids, and we could just get sloshed and play video games.
Yeah, it sounds like we're gonna do this now, but like 3 beers in and some like 2 rounds of Smash, we're gonna be like, yo, I'm fucking beat.
No, not me, dude. I'm staying up till fucking
I'm just
12 on the regular anymore. Because I don't have to fucking drive anymore, so it's like, oh, I'll fucking play some games till 1 in the morning.
Oh, that's awesome.
Dude, I hope with all my heart I can work here till I retire. Like,
yeah,
I was telling Nick, I don't think I could ever go back to working in an office again. Like,
one day I'll get there.
People are like, oh, don't you miss the, no, I don't fucking miss the commute. I don't miss looking at the faces of everybody I worked with at the other company that was so goddamn defeated and plowed over and taken advantage of.
The office politics.
I don't fucking miss any of that. Like, this is wonderful. We do video meetings over Zoom. It's like there is no need to be in an office in this job. And by the way, Kyle, if you're really serious, check out weworkremote.com, and then you go on LinkedIn and Glassdoor, set yourself up a profile, and in location, excuse me, put in remote.
Whoa, splash zone!
Seriously, you got some in my ear.
But in location, put in remote. Glassdoor will put it for remote work from home. LinkedIn will say remote Oregon. Yes, remote Oregon is what you want to pick. Because most job sites require companies to put in a city, and so all remote jobs post in remote Oregon, and there's definitely no work out there because it's 4 houses and a post office. I looked it up on Wiki. So people use that as the placeholder for remote work.
Oh, right on. I will definitely check that out because I mean I'm not going anywhere soon because I do like my job, but
it's so
I'm gonna keep
wonderful.
I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket.
You should.
So
you should. I'm telling you. I mean, for me, like I've got my office. It's all carved out. Like it's my space during the day. I have my door shut. Kids know not to come in and stuff. And dude, not having a fucking drive. I can't tell you how wonderful that is.
Yeah, my drive's 15 minutes, but I think just being home, like
well, that's
I would
the other
just
thing. Like, I can go out and take a 10-minute stretch, go play with the baby, and like hang out with Amber for a bit, and then I go back to work.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
awesome.
Great. But, all right, man. I think we will call this one a nice little bonus episode. It was great to talk to you again, man. I'm so excited for you to be back on the show.
Yeah, thanks for welcoming me back so easily.
Oh, come on. I was going to haze you a little bit. I don't have the fucking energy.
Easy mode.
Nick was like, let's dump him in a bucket.
I knew that about you, Nick. I knew it.
Swirly the motherfucker.
If I ever see a bucket around you, I'm staying away.
Get in the bucket.
That sounds good. All right, I'll see you guys, 2 Fridays from now?
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good to me, man.
All right, catch you guys then. Thanks for popping by, Kyle. Can't wait to kick it off.
Yeah, anytime, man. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. Later, guys.
See you.